Work to be fit asked one best tip for quick fat loss. I have the best tip for quick fat loss, and that is hello guys, welcome back to my channel Zelocity, and today this is a Q&A video. So basically I'm answering all the questions that you guys asked and my Instagram followers asked. This is basically a 1K subscriber special. Thank you so much for taking the time and watching my videos, and thank you so much. If you're new to the channel, then please subscribe and share my videos with your friends and family. But I'm so grateful that I have 1000 subscribers plus, like it's a Zelocity fam right now. Okay, without further ado, let's get into the first question. Aditi Panigrahi, I'm sorry if I'm not pronouncing your name right. Aditi asked, I'm a chocolate lover and I can't do without it. What to do? Well, eat that goddamn chocolate. You don't have to be too restrictive with your life. Chocolate may not be the healthiest thing on the planet right now, but then it's okay to have a piece of chocolate here and there, okay? If you are just looking to lose weight, then guess what? You can have a piece of chocolate here and there and still feel sane and still lose weight, okay? As long as you're not overeating your calories, it's absolutely alright to have a piece of chocolate. But the main problem is that chocolates and ice creams are just so freaking delicious, and you just get hooked onto it, and you don't want to stop at one piece or one bite of ice cream, right? And you end up eating a freaking full bar of chocolate or a full bowl of ice cream, and that is where you go wrong. It's all right if it's like once a week and if it's a small treat meal that you're taking, not gonna harm your progress. But if you're looking to have it every day, then make sure you restrict, because you have to make your mind strong, okay? Again, if you are very strong minded, you can just absolutely go beat your cravings and ignore your cravings and then just not have anything. But then if you're someone if you're not that motivated, then have that small piece of chocolate. It's not gonna kill you, okay? As long as you're in a calorie deficit, it's alright. Okay, Love asked, double toned cow milk or skimmed milk, which one is better for weight maintenance? Guess what? Both of them work absolutely fine as long as your calories are perfectly calculated. If you want to maintain your weight, you need to eat in maintenance calories. That means if your body burns 2000 calories in a day, you need to eat 2000 calories in a day. So as long as you're fitting the skim milk or toned milk or full fat milk in your calories, you're absolutely good to go, okay? Fat boy me asked, how do you know if your body has gone in starvation? How to evaluate it and how to reverse it? Well, you can go into starvation only if you are extremely poor and your mom dad are not feeding you food. That is the only way you will go into starvation mode. It's not possible, okay? It's not, as long as you're sane and you're not really depriving yourself of food, or someone's not giving you food, or due to whatever reason you have poverty in your life and you are not able to afford even one meal a day, then that is definitely going to make you starved, okay? But again, if you are eating very less protein, that is also basically starvation mode. But I don't think there's anyone who's eating like super low amounts of protein in a day and driving towards malnutrition. I don't think so. There's anyone like that. We'd literally be seeing everybody being anorexic if that was the case, but that's clearly not. In fact, it's quite the opposite. People are actually stuffing more and more energy into their bodies, and that is why you see obesity and diabetes, etc. on the rise. Because of this, people are actually being overweight. They're actually eating more energy than what they need. So going into starvation, it's not really possible, considering even if you are earning 10,000 rupees in a month, you will not starve, okay? Ruchir Patel asked, so this is actually my student. Hi Ruchir. So workout is so hard, but my appetite is so low. I can only have 2 or 3, sometimes 3 meals of P and C. I'm hoping that's the P and C there are protein and carbohydrates. So you need to get in some calories if you think your workout is going hard. And if you don't feel the sufficient amount of energy for your workout, then guess what? You need some more energy. And for that energy, you need to eat a little more. If you're not feeling hungry, then guess what? You need to throw in some smoothies, some liquid calories in there. You can make smoothies of whey protein and banana and oats and etc. Lots of things that you can do for a smoothie, and then it becomes like a full meal replacement. So as long as you're eating 4 meals a day, 2 solid meals, 2 liquid meals, get something in, get the adequate amount of calories that your body needs, and your workouts will also improve, your lifestyle will also improve, and your appetite will slowly improve as your muscle will. Because your muscle, obviously when you have more muscle, your metabolism increases, and that is how you will feel more hungry. Your body will naturally demand more energy if your body is burning more, because if you increase your protein in your diet, you eat a little more protein, your metabolism is increased, and now it demands a little more energy. That's how it works. Your body always wants more energy, but your appetite currently is low. There's something wrong with the ghrelin and leptin maybe. Especially if you're super lean, then you really need to get some extra calories in, okay? There you go. Irram Fatima 998 asked, I face constipation problem using whey protein. Please suggest something easily digestible. So if you're feeling constipation or diarrhea or indigestion or bloating or whatever after having whey protein, then you need to shift to a whey protein isolate, and isolate from one of the best qualities. Like, it should not be a mix of isolate and concentrate. I want you to get a pure freaking isolate, okay? And even if you still face such problems, then guess what? You need to quit. Okay, it's all about trial and error. You need to try for yourself, see how your body feels, and then you can just assess and kick it out of the diet if it's not working for you. Okay, if it's not working for you, then don't have protein. You can eat solid protein from eggs, chicken, paneer, tofu, soy chunks, dal, chickpeas, so many sources of protein. Why do you need to have whey protein? So as long as you're eating the good amount of protein from food alone, you won't really need whey protein. Okay, Akifai asked, my sister has joined a dietitian and she is following her diet religiously. She is only able to lose 5 kgs of weight. In 2 months, the rate of weight loss is good or not? 5 kgs in 2 months, it is very good. Trust me, some people expect extreme results. I want to lose 10 kgs in 1 month. Like, I literally had someone ask me like if they can lose 10 kgs in, I think it was 3 or 4 weeks. And I was like, are you insane? I'm not gonna help you do that. I'm sorry, but I don't want to contribute to you being unhealthy, okay? Losing so much of weight in such little time can be extremely unhealthy for the body, and I do not recommend that you do that, okay? So I do recommend that losing a half kg to 1 kg a week is perfect. Okay, half a kg or 1 kg a week is good. So that rounds up to about 2 to 4 kgs in a month. And even if you lose 1 kg a month, it is still good progress, because some people naturally born with bad genetics and their body just wants to, their body just doesn't want to give up energy, and it just becomes very hard for them to lose weight. Even if they go on a calorie deficit, they need to eat a lot lower because of their poor metabolism. They need to eat a lot lower. And guess what? Your body doesn't want you to eat less, and you end up facing trouble losing weight. Alright, so if you're eating around 1800 calories, okay, and you're not losing weight, then guess what? You need to eat slightly lower. Try going 1700 calories. If you're still not able to lose weight, try going 1600 calories. Either way, some way or the other, it is still going to work, okay? 5 kgs in 2 months, it is a great number. But again, from those 5 kgs of weight that your sister has lost, it can be muscle, it can be fat, right? And it can be water as well. And I'm guessing most of it is water, but a little bit of fat is still good. Even if she's losing around 2 to 3 kgs of fat of those 5 kgs weight, it is still good. But I really hope that it is not muscle loss that she's going through, because a lot of people go on extreme diets, they lose a lot of weight, but then most of it is muscle and little bit of it is fat, and then they look pathetic and they feel pathetic and they don't like it, and then they start going back to the unhealthy lifestyle, and then they gain all of it back and they gain even more. Why did you do it for? So your diet needs to be sustainable and good amount of protein needs to be there. Intasar, my bro, he asked most nutritious vegetables to have together as a combo. Most nutritious vegetables are the ones that you like having on a daily basis. You need to pick the ones that you like having. If it's carrot for you, if maybe it's lettuce for you, maybe it's asparagus. But if you do not like spinach, and if I tell you, hey, it's the most nutritious thing on the planet, so you need to have spinach somehow, and then if you have spinach and then puke it out, what's the use, right? So something that you can do for a long term, something that you can have every day, 24/7, 365, you enjoy having that, go for it, okay? But I would say if you want to lose weight, and generally speaking from a health perspective, eat whatever vegetables you can put your hands on and eat a good portion of it with every meal. Alright. Adarsh Jain asked, is Dabur or Patanjali honey really healthy? If yes, what is the ideal amount of honey per day? I would not say that Dabur and Patanjali honey are the best quality honey in the market that you get. I would really prefer something which is organic and raw wild forest honey. But then from a weight loss perspective, as long as you're in a calorie deficit, any honey works fine. From a health perspective, from a health standpoint, I would really recommend that you go for organic and wild forest caught honey. Okay, these are much better for your health. So, Satabdi Panigri asked, weight loss tips for aged women around 50 years of age with thyroid, knee pain and health issues. To lose weight, you need to be in a calorie deficit. That is a given, okay? In that calorie deficit, you need to eat a good amount of protein. At least 1 gram per kg of body weight is what you should be aiming to have. If you're 60 kgs, then you need to eat 60 grams of protein. If you're 70, then 70 grams of protein is the minimum that you need, okay? Again, if you're working out, then that requirement can go up to 1.6 grams of protein per kg of body weight. On top of that, you need to eat healthy fats. These are very important for your body. You need to get some omega-3 supplement. If you do not eat fish and a lot of eggs, then you need to get some omega-3 supplemented in your diet. That really helps in your old age and with your joint problems. If you especially have knee problems, then you need to check your calcium. If you're calcium deficient, you can use omega-3. This will definitely help you with the knee problem. And generally, as for your health as well, omega-3 fatty acids are really healthy. Go for the double strength or triple strength versions of omega-3. You get single strength in the market, but you also get the triple strength in the market. So you can just check on Amazon and get whatever brand that's giving triple strength and the reviews are good, then go for it. Having a sedentary lifestyle and poor eating habits will definitely take you closer towards aging even faster, especially that you're in your 50s, you have already aged and you already have thyroid problems and health issues, then you need to take care of your body right now. A sedentary lifestyle is absolutely detrimental to your health, okay? And especially if you're in your 50s, then you need to get some sort of activity, go for frequent walks and jogs, do some sort of weight training as long as you're not having any injuries, as long as if you have a personal trainer or if you're taking care of your form. Weightlifting and good nutrition is going to have an anti-aging effect on your body. So make sure you actually consider these things, but under the supervision of a professional. Chandra Haas, sorry if I'm not pronouncing your names right. Can we do weightlifting with herniated disc in neck? Yes, you can, but you need to be careful with what exercises you choose, okay? But again, I'm not a physiotherapist. I would really recommend that you consult a physiotherapist for the best results and for the best advice on this topic, alright? So the Manish asked, a video on Herbalife, bro, very much needed. Guess what? This is something that so many people have asked me, and like, is Herbalife good? Can you make a video on Herbalife? And I'm like, okay, now I think I really should make a full detailed video on that. But to give you an idea, if you do not know what Herbalife is, I'm sure you know, but then in case you do not know what Herbalife is, it is basically a company, a supplement company which makes their supplement shakes, and they ask you to have that all day, and they have a very good pyramid scheme which actually works for their marketing. So they keep enrolling the customers for their marketing scheme. It goes like that, but then the company in itself gives claims that it's perfect for health and you do not need to eat anything and you can lose weight, blah, yada yada yada. But then what it's essentially doing is that you're having only that shake 2 or 3 times a day instead of the regular food that you'll eat. It's making it easier for you to go into a calorie deficit. And what they're promoting, having only shakes the entire day, it is so unhealthy. Your main focus should be whole foods. Even as a nutritionist and a fitness coach, I do not tell my clients to rely on whey protein for their entire nutrition, right? It's just so stupid. I will never ever recommend anybody to have all shakes, like smoothies and shakes all day long. You need to eat food. Humans are designed to eat food. We have these teeth because we need to chew and eat our food, okay? So get your nutrients from real whole foods. Do not rely on shakes. Supplements are just there to supplement your diet. They just make an addition to your diet to make it complete. So relying only on supplements is a very stupid idea, okay? So in short, what they are claiming is outrageous and stupid, and I do not like their products. Nav Skalawala asked, hitting 15 to 20k steps per day is good or bad for muscle gain with more calories? Well, it's actually amazing. I don't think that the average person is even walking 1000 or 2000 steps a day, especially with Netflix and Prime Video, and with the lockdown, not many people are even walking 1000 steps a day, and that is pathetic. And that is why you see obesity, diabetes and all these chronic diseases on the rise. People are just living a very sedentary lifestyle, not moving more, eating very much more, and that is why they're actually gaining weight, and that's taking them closer to heart disease and obesity and diabetes, etc., etc. Doing 15,000 steps or 20,000 steps is actually very good. Even if you're doing 5 to 10,000 steps a day, it is still good. You start somewhere. If you're someone that is living a very sedentary lifestyle, even doing 5 minutes of walking every day is still better than not doing anything at all. Doing 20,000 steps is better than doing 15,000 steps. You get my point. So you should actually aim for progress, not perfection. Okay, nothing is perfect. Nobody is perfect in this world. Neither are you, neither am I. Nobody is perfect. So strive for progress, not perfection. Even some progress, getting better every day is what your aim should be. Okay, Imso Pratya asked, is it safe to consume whey protein when you have kidney stones? Absolutely it is, but again, please consult a professional before doing anything with your life. It's always better, or put in your own research about it. I'm not here to give proper medical advice. This is not a personal consultation. If you want, then you can hit me up for your consultation, but as a general rule of thumb, you can definitely have protein. Protein is not the main cause of kidney stones. It's often a controversial topic that protein causes kidney stones, but it is not the case. Okay, it can be due to various reasons, but protein is not one of them. It can be if you're eating a lot of protein, and by a lot I mean eating more than 2.5 to 3 grams of protein per kg of your body weight. So if you're 60 kgs and if you're eating around 180 grams of protein a day, which is very hard to do, you might have a risk of having kidney stones. There's hardly anyone in this world right now who's eating a lot of protein and taking themselves to kidney failure. Please consult a professional before doing anything with your diet and fitness, especially if you have any medical disorders or medical conditions. But as a general rule of thumb, I would say 1 to 1.6 grams per kg of body weight is absolutely safe, and it will not cause any kidney problems. Yamin Aisha asked, I'm only gaining in the belly area even though I don't eat much, but sedentary. Any tips? So guess what? Your answer is in the statement itself. Even though I don't eat much but sedentary, you're not eating much, but you're not even burning much, and that is why you're just being stagnant. Okay, you need to either burn more or eat lesser. I would really recommend that you start obviously eating more protein, a little more than what you're usually doing. Get some protein source in every meal, something like eggs, chicken, tofu, soy chunks, paneer, cheese, and you increase the veggies in your meal. You can keep your carbs in limited quantities, and you can do some sort of cardio. Doing 10 minutes of cardio a day will still be better. Go for a 10-minute walk, go for a 5-minute walk 2 or 3 times a day, and from there you can like gradually work your way up. But you're not losing weight because of that. Okay, and you're gaining only in the belly area because you are genetically defined that way. Our bodies are genetically defined, and you can't change that. Okay, some people accumulate more fat in the upper back region and not much in the belly fat region. I accumulate more fat in the belly region and the love handles, and not much in the upper abs and the back. I don't have much fat there, but my genetics are the way that I have more fat in my lower belly and my love handles. But do not blame yourself. It's the problem of your parents. They gave you bad genetics, so now don't go shouting at them that why did you give me bad genetics, I have more belly fat in don't do that. Okay, our genetics define how we accumulate fat, but in general, burning more calories and eating more protein will help you be in a calorie deficit and actually lose weight further. Work to be fit asked, one best tip for quick fat loss. So guess what? I have the best tip for quick fat loss, and that is calorie deficit. You need to be in a calorie deficit to lose fat. And in general, if you're in a calorie deficit, it's better to have more amount of protein, more as in 1.6 grams per kg of body weight, and you're good to go. You'll not lose muscle and you'll lose mostly fat. Alright. Shivam Garg asked, apart from diet and calories, how does a healthy lifestyle help in losing fat? A healthy lifestyle includes your diet and calories. The diet and calories do not work outside the realm of healthy lifestyle, obviously. I'm very sure that there's nobody in the world right now who is eating in a calorie deficit, but they're eating all Oreos and ice cream. It's so hard to be in a calorie deficit when you're consuming these junk foods, right? So yes, hormones also play an important role for fat loss, but they do not work outside the realm of calories in, calories out. So calorie intake is what you should be having a look at. If you want to lose fat, you need to be in a deficit, but you make sure that you eat a good amount of protein and you're not eating too much junk food. Apart from your calories, if you sleep very less or if you have bad quality sleep, then yes, your cortisol can be on the higher side, and that can cause problems in terms of fat loss because it can lead to a poor metabolism. So poor metabolism means you burn less calories, and that is how it's going to affect your fat loss in an adverse way, right? So you need to make sure that you're sleeping well, your recovery is well, your cortisol is in control, and you eat less calories overall. Like, I'm not saying that you eat extremely low amount of calories, a little bit of a deficit and good amount of protein, and you lose fat, all right. So this is the end of the video, guys. Thank you so much for watching my videos. Thank you so much for taking me to this 1000+ subscribers. I am so grateful for each and every one of you watching my videos and sharing my videos and even liking my videos. Thank you so much again. And I hope you have an amazing Diwali, and I hope this Diwali brings a lot of positivity in your life and in your family and with your friends and everybody. I know that this year may not have been the best in terms of positivity, but guess what? We are still here. So take a moment to appreciate that even living, even being alive is a blessing. And I hope you actually achieve a lot of success, whether it's with your weight loss or fitness, or if it's with your career, whatever you're doing in life. I hope the best for you. And if you would like to hit me up for my personal coaching or consultations, then this is my Instagram. You can hit me up, and I'll also link my email in the description box below. So if you want to ask me any questions, you can get to my Instagram and my email. I would love to help you out, and I'll see you in the next video.